Hello everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Malia Araya, and I'm out here. Hold on, let me fix it. Oh, I'm looking at a building and it says 555, and if my hands are dirty because I was trying to do some poses on the floor. If you don't know what 555 is, it is in numerology. It is a sign that a sign of change, and actually I've been seeing that number all day today. So I think on a collective level there's big changes. Obviously there's big changes going on, but personally, and then since I'm passing this message to you, congratulations, 555 is going to be entering your life. Hopefully it's not in a tower moment, because we don't like those kinds of moments. Anyways, I wanted to hop on here and say hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to June 2020. I did move. I moved to Los Angeles, and just kind of getting acquainted with my new environment and everything, and kind of integrating energies, and what that means is just because there's so much changing outside of the world, outside of me and inside of me. I've had to take time to step back and kind of just breathe and let my new life kind of speak to me and kind of guide me and show me what direction I'm going. Most of you know that I'm very spiritual, and I'm spiritually led. That's what I tell people, because I only listen to what I believe is the higher source within me and the higher source of life, and what my purpose here on this earth is to do. Anyways, so I wanted to hop on here and quickly talk about my new book called Chronic Pain. And I don't know why I keep getting so close to the camera. I'm only going to briefly talk about it. I don't tend to market any of my books because I just write. I write because I love to write. I typically have another job and form of income. So when I write, it's just because I love to, and I independently publish all of my books right now because poetry is an acquired taste, and I love being able to freely write what I want to write. And if you've taken a look at my books, a lot of it's very non-traditional, I think. And I've noticed, I did work in a publishing company. I worked in a distribution company, so I got to see all the kinds of books that are out there and kind of what's selling. And to be honest, I don't have much to say. Like, anybody could publish a book. You can literally publish a book on anything. And I just said that twice in two different ways, whatever. But you get the point. So, and also, a lot of publishing companies only look for what's already in the market. Of course, it's like music. It's like any other industry. But I think going forward, I'm only going to self-publish my poetry because I say things that aren't the norm or in the mainstream. And I want to keep it that way. I don't want to be told what to say and what to write, especially when it comes to poetry. That's my free space. But with fictions and stuff, what I'm actually going to be doing is going into fiction and spending more time with that. But so writing is actually a hobby for me, but I somehow managed to self-publish 10 books, and I have notebooks as well for sale. So hopefully one day I could stand here or sit here in front of the camera and say, this is my success story, and I just never stopped writing. So one day, I'm speaking that into existence right now. One day I'm going to stand in front of you all and sit in front of you all and say that, I never stopped writing because I love writing and I love creativity, and that's why I'm successful. Anyways, so Chronic Pain was a commentary based on a real experience, based on living with chronic pain, and that pain I've spoken about in my other videos called disc degenerative disease. To my lower back, I've had numerous back issues since I played basketball back. It's been about 8 years now since I first hurt my back. And on and off, I just like threw my back out over the almost freaking decade. And it gradually just got worse. But a few years ago is when I actually threw my back out going to work, and I was on the curb and I was standing there like this with my briefcase. I was stuck. I was literally stuck, and I was crying, and I had to call my mom. I'm like, can you take me to the hospital? Turns out I herniated a disc. And then ever since then, I just had so much pain and down my leg and through my foot, and it just kind of never went away. And then it just got worse. And finally it just got so bad where my bursitis, I was diagnosed with bursitis back in college as an athlete. Haven't had any issues with it until the fall of last year. All of a sudden it just flared up, and it just was the worst. Oh my God, if y'all have ever had a bursitis flare up, that shit fucking burns the fuck out of my leg and my hip. And it was so bad. So I walked with a cane for about 6 months. That actually spurred me into like, oh my God, there might be something else happening. So I went to the doctors. They scheduled me for an MRI, and then got the results, and they were like, oh yeah, so you have disc degenerative disease in your lower back, and you also have some cysts back there as well, in your lower spine, and yeah, so your back is basically deteriorating. They made it sound so bad, and then when I went to my spine specialist and then the physical therapist, I started feeling better, because he basically was like, yeah, so a lot of people actually have disc degenerative disease around your age and older. They just don't have the pain, but you do. Congratulations. Yay, me. So I spent like 6 months just walking with a cane. I lived in the Bay Area at the time. I had to take the transit system. So I had my cane, and then, yeah, it was just miserable. It was just really fucking miserable. I was working at a job that I just didn't really prefer. I mean, it was fine. The people were nice. I met a lot of great people. I'm gonna miss them. But then the pandemic hit, and I got laid off. And little did I know, I just actually, like, I'm gonna say that was the best thing to ever happen to my life, because I was just in pain every day. I was having migraines all the time. I was just really pushing myself too hard, because not only was I working a 9 to 5, I was actually getting up at 3:30 in the morning to do my writings, to do my paintings, just to make sure like I get in my creativity, because that's what I want to do with my life. And then on top of that, just starting my acting career, which I really, really want to pursue. And it was just a lot. It was a lot. I was in pain a lot. And I was to the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to work 5 days, right? Go to work for 5 days a week. And then on a Saturday, I would just sleep all day, just so I could get my body strong enough to go another 6 days. Like it was that bad. So when the pandemic hit, I lost my job, and I actually rested. My body was just exhausted. I think I slept for like a month, like honestly. So I finished Chronic Pain, and it's basically just a commentary on how I was feeling through dealing with the pain radiating through my body, and the feelings and the things that it triggered, not only spiritually but also mentally and emotionally. I don't know if you've dealt with pain, severe pain to the point where you feel like you're extremely depressed and almost suicidal. I'm not gonna lie, I was depressed for like a month and a half to 2 months after I got my diagnosis in November of 2019. And Lord, I was trying, I don't know why I said Lord, but I'm not a Christian, but you know, the expression, Lord, I was trying so hard to just keep a good attitude, but I couldn't even talk about it for at least 3 months. January, February, maybe March is when I started to kind of be like, okay, I can talk about it now. But for a while I just didn't bring it up, and I still don't bring it up, because you know what I've learned is that the more attention you focus on something, especially something that's kind of negative, the more attention you're focusing on that, the more that it's going to manifest. So I learned that an important step in healing for me is not only to get the words out, which I did in that book, through my artwork and through poetry and speaking about it like I'm doing now. The more that you get these emotions out, if you're dealing with chronic pain or a mental illness or emotional pain, depression, spiritual pain, growth, the more you express it, the more you let it out, and however healthy way that's for you, whether that's working out, whether that's doing art, whether that's singing, whether that's running, whether that's racing cars, anything, let it flow out. Because what I found is what was shown to me was all the pain that I've experienced in my life has cement, like it was as if it were blockages, like cement stones in my body, in my legs and hip, in my back, physically weighing me down to the point where I can't do anything unless I deal with these emotions and free them out of me. And I realized that through the pandemic, because all I needed was rest. And I swear to God, I was just crying all the time, because I've been through a lot of things in my life, and I've experienced a lot of sad shit that I used to just repress and hold and push inside and just keep, so I can keep going. But I learned that's a coping mechanism and not a healthy one. You know, a lot of people do that. So I wanted to share this with you guys, because I know that this time that we are in life is just, it's confusing. Like, this is a really confusing time, and every day feels like oh, it's a normal day, and then you walk out and you see everybody wearing masks. No, and then you're reminded quickly that it is nothing like the pre-normal days were before the pandemic hit. So if you're currently dealing with chronic pain, or, you know, mental pain, emotional pain, physical pain, spiritual pain, I encourage you to try to acknowledge those feelings, because you deserve to be free. You deserve to be free. Like, that's something that you need to like really understand and settle into the reality that you're not supposed to be holding on to that pain anymore. No more. It's time to let it go. And so if you are into astrology at all, you can actually look up, you know, all the planets that are in retrograde, and everything that's happening is kind of fated, because like I think it's Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, something like that. I'm not an astrologer, I'm learning, but right now we're in a time where there's severe changes, because we are heading into a different era. The world is ending in a certain sense, but only because it's time. There's a lot of corrupt systems, there's a lot of prejudice and racism and sexism and homophobia, so much hate, so much. And the earth is tired. The earth is tired of our wretched ways as humans. We are tired. Humans are tired. Like, we need so much healing and so much rest, just physical rest. And I think that if you gave yourself time, whether that's an hour, maybe 30, hopefully you have like an hour a day where you can just let yourself rest and let the emotions out. And if you're on this journey, you know, of oh my God, monsters. So I found this place. I'm literally at a parking lot right now because I don't know where the fuck to find a park around here. So it's definitely not like the Bay Area where I can just, like, I know places to go. And there's hella people here. So I found this cool little spot. I wanted a green background because, you know, healing in your heart. Yeah, so I guess I'll cut it short because that's a loud noise. But yeah, please allow yourself time to heal. And if you have the space to do so, just like let yourself breathe, let yourself be. If you're coping with chronic pain, I encourage therapy. It really does help. I went to a therapist and he basically helped me see how I was making excuses for everybody and the things that I was feeling about situations in my life and circumstances was actually super valid, and I had been invalidating myself for so many years because I believed deeply that I wasn't good enough to experience a lot of good things. And I think that that's super rampant in just humanity in general. This whole fake idea that we're not good enough. And I know it's because our culture is set up that way. There are industries built on our emotions, on our self-worth. If we believe that we're ugly, we're gonna go out and buy these products, stick it all on my face like makeup, like I'm wearing. I'm not saying that I believe I'm ugly, I just, as an example. And that's how our world has been built. And to me, that's sick. That's sick. It's sick culture. It's a sick culture. So yeah, if you get out into nature, let nature speak to you, because I swear it'll change your whole perspective and how you see yourself, because we're nature. There's no difference. We have cycles just like the world has cycles of seasons. We need time to rest and heal, and we need time to release, and we need time to grow. And those all happen in cycles. I mean, if you look at your life, I bet you would notice patterns that you're on. I definitely can see that in other people's lives and in my life too. So anyways, thank you for watching my channel, and I hope that this video helped you in some way. If you want to check out my books, check out tallwomanpower.com or visit Amazon. I don't know why I said it like that. Amazon, and just type in Malia Nahinu and all my books will magically appear. Yeah, so thank you so much and have a great day or night.